For many patients, a doctor's visit is supposed to be one of comfort and care. As a patient, you want to be heard clearly and treated accordingly to what you feel. You want to feel important and that a doctor cares solely about you in that point of time. But for Josephine, her doctor's visit was everything short of comforting and took a turn toward a caregiver-centered approach. Today I will share her story. The story about a sweet, loving girl that sought after a doctor's help after a traumatic experience, only to be confronted with another. Here's Josephine's story. From time to time, Josephine suffered from anxiety and potential panic attacks. But during her junior year of high school, she suffered from an anxiety attack that was worse than one she had ever experienced before, due to the passing of her beautiful best friend, Lana. With the help of her parent, Josephine was admitted into the Parkview Hospital in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because her symptoms were so severe, to the point she was stiff and couldn't move. As she was there, her parent briefly described that she was in and out of consciousness, having trouble breathing, and couldn't move. She was administered a shot, and as she regained her consciousness, her doctor told her, "You're good to go home, but you can stay if you want." So she left. She didn't feel safe there even after being administered a shot, only to be sent home with no evaluation, blood work, just a shot and an invite to leave or stay as she pleases. So she had a thought. She continued to suffer from her anxiety and decided to seek help from a therapist in her area. She was open to all different methods of treatment, including being empowered from her doctor and potentially realizing that she may have the knowledge concerning her own health. But no, when asked to explain and talk about her situation, Josephine was bombarded with a doctor that abruptly interrupted her within the first 15 seconds of her expressing her feelings to the doctor. The doctor patronized Josephine by telling her that the way that she feels is solely because she doesn't have the medication that he will prescribe to her. By telling her this, he truly believes that her anxiety is medical and only would be fixed by medication, instead of allowing her to fully recount her past experiences that may have contributed to her anxiety and led her to being here in the first place. The doctor showed no empathy towards Josephine. He disregarded everything she tried to tell him and made administering medicine a sole priority for him. She wanted to be heard. That would have helped her significantly. I always heard that people forget about what you do for them, but they will never forget the way that you make them feel. Sometimes doctors don't understand the psychological trauma a doctor visit can cause to a patient. This experience was terrible for Josephine and led her to deciding that her anxiety is just something she needs to battle on her own. She never went back to the doctor again.